Hello and welcome to a new video of Sixes in Six. Although it might go over a little bit because I need to pick up my Philadelphia Eagles 8-1. We beat the Cowgirls. What a great weekend. The Sixers beat the Suns. We beat the Cowgirls. And then last night we beat another hated rivals and we beat the Celtics. I mean, the two most hated teams in Philadelphia sport, in my opinion, is the Cowboys, or I call them the Cowgirls in the NFL, and the Celtics in basketball. We just hate them here in Philly and us Philadelphia sports fans. And I said here in Philly, right? I know I'm not in Philly, I'm in England, right? But I'm a Philadelphian deep in heart, bottom of my heart, I'm a Philadelphian. Anyway, Sixers in six. So, ironically, with the Eagles being on bye week now, it's going to be full focus on the Sixers, and it couldn't come at a better time because we've now built up some momentum, got some wind under our back, and we're now looking like a real solid team. And that's after a trade. We've lost James Harden. Some people thought we don't get a superstar in return. Where are we going to be? There's no sort of hype. There's no sort of ambition. We had nothing when we went into the season to say that we were going to be contenders, that we were going to lead the way, that we were going to improve from last season. Everyone thought this was going to be like a second round exit team again. It's going to be a wasted year for Embiid. We need to start the process again. We're going to be singing "Trust the Process" by the end of the season. But Nick Nurse has injected this basketball into my veins that makes me want to watch the Sixers every night. And it's hard to watch Sixers every night, unless it's like on the Suns game when it's like 5 o'clock UK time. But most of the time it's midnight, half 12, 1 o'clock for me. So it's a real tough to ask. But I want to watch as many games as I can this year. And my body's still recovering from the Phillies World Series and obviously the Eagles games. Eagles have had a lot of late games. They haven't had many 1 o'clock games, which is really tough on my body. But hey, it is what it is. It's worth it. But Nick Nurse has really changed his team. This team just looks better in transition defense. There's more effort. I've never questioned Maxi's effort. Never in a million years. I think the guy, I don't want to say kid now because he's like 23, but like never questioned. But that block last night was phenomenal. I just don't think that would happen on the Rivers, not because of Maxi in particular, but just the way that the culture that Nick Nurse is really embedding in the team. And he's just leading by example. You see him on the sideline, like crouching down, you can see him, he's always done it as a coach with the way he is. And you see him more hands, you see him more bodies being thrown, you just see him more sort of effort, looks like effort. I have no doubts about effort from some of the professional players. I think you can't play in Philadelphia with a little bit of effort, but effort that's gaining results are being done because of Nick Nurse and the system that he's playing. And he's got Embiid distributing the ball more. Now, Embiid has obviously got to make that decision himself and make that choice. There's no doubt about it. The best coach in the world needs to have the players buy in for that. But the players bought into it. Embiid's brought into this because he obviously believes in Nick Nurse, and he's making those rotation players look good. Kelly Oubre's not. He's had a little dip in form. That's fine. It was going to happen, but he's making Kelly look a good player. He's making Covington last night had a couple of good moments. All right, not a couple of bad ones as well, but he had an okay moment. You know, he's the only player that he's really in the big games he can't play. I think he trusts a little bit, but needs to probably reel it in a bit. Is Furkan. He gave him a couple of minutes and he didn't come back on. But Batum's been doing all right under Nurse, and I'm really excited about the way that he's using the rotation, the way that he's thinking about things, and the way that he's making the team buy into his ethos. And I'm really excited about going forward. It was a statement win last night. We should have beat the Bucks as well. There was just a few bad calls. That Giannis one, if that travel was called, that bucket doesn't go in, the deficit's less. Yes, I know we scored a 3-pointer with seconds ago that we probably wouldn't have put up, but the game would have changed. We went toe to toe with the Bucks. We beat the Celtics, the two teams that even I thought would probably be the top two seed. I thought we'd be fighting for third seed, and I think now after seeing what I've seen, we're definitely going to be at least a third seed. But I think there's more chance of us being second seed or first seed if the injuries can stay in our favour and the rest is minimised because the fact we can do what we did on Saturday and give Embiid the fourth quarter off. So I'm really excited about the Nick Nurse era in Philadelphia. It's the first time I've been super excited and felt connected to the team in a way that I think is going to get results as well as the connection. It wasn't the process era where you felt connected to the team because they were like bunch of lads that were trying to make it in the NBA, and you felt connected because you could sit by the court. There's only like 10,000 of you there, and I enjoyed that. The tickets now are the same prices as my flights if I want to go to a decent game, whereas before it was, my flights were the same price as 3 or 4 games. But yeah, it is what it is back then. But I'm really excited and looking forward to seeing the Sixers under Nick Nurse going forward. And he's brought me in 7 games in. All 7 games, I've not been disappointed, really. Am I overreacting? Let me know. Am I buying into Nick Nurse already and thinking that he's the best coach in the world and he's the next Phil Jackson or Pop? Let me know. Comment below. Please, if you can like, subscribe, and share my video. I really appreciate it. And I love the Philadelphian 4-for-4s or 3-for-4s. It's all about, us with this has been a great week of sport beating 2 of our rivals. It's been fantastic. And I dislike the people that are cowgirl fans in Philadelphia or that support other teams. I have got a friend, Dan, who happens to support a few New York teams and a few Philly teams. He can't make his mind up. But otherwise, generally, most of my friends have got a couple of Philadelphia sports teams that I have. And I love having that interaction with them. And I've just brought into this city the passion. Home court is a real thing. The fans here are the best fans in the world. And now the Eagles and the Sixers are the 2 teams that we're focusing on because unfortunately the Phillies, which I'm still upset about, the focus is on them and the Flyers, but obviously the Flyers are in rebuild. The focus is on these 2 teams. Let's make it intense. Let's have a good second half of the season for them from an Eagles perspective, and let's get that momentum building with the Sixers. I wish I could be there at every game, but I'm reaching out to any of the Sixers fans that are here watching this video. Get to the games, get the passion in there, because I think we're on a really good ride with Nick Nurse, and he's got Embiid passing the ball out, doing less turnovers. Maxi's looking better. Harris is looking better. I'm excited about this team going forward, and it's all thanks to Nick Nurse. So this is a big up Nick Nurse video and reaction. Thanks for watching. And like I said, like, subscribe, comment, let me know. And please send me a message, DM, message me, whatever. I want to have a conversation about Sixers. I love talking to Sixers and Eagles in particular, especially at the moment. And I'll talk some Phillies, closer to spring training. Thanks for watching.